Today is July 15th, 2025. I went down and we signed the new paperwork for running our new place. You know, the lady said, on the background check, neither one of you did anything wrong. There's nothing on you. I know. Was telling her how my ex-husband had people run scams on me. They even bashed my head in. I let her feel the dent. She went, oh my God, it does have a dent. Okay. She went in the office and some lady was in there and she was talking to her. And said something about the FBI already said something to her. I think they did. We go move what we had into the new place. Okay? Went to the gas station. There was people in there. I could hear guys talking. We heard she told that lady they bashed her back then. She said she does have a dent. New investigators? Someone needs to catch that new county up real quick. Real quick. And we found out she doesn't even know who that attorney's office is. You need to cough up real quick. I started working on Forest Grove Drive in Akron in about June, July of 23. Investigators were knocking on the doors with badges around their necks and clipboards. We don't want you to say anything to her. She's never met the man that did it to her before. How'd he do it? We don't know, but it's already been verified. Everything was photoshopped on her before. They were drugging the hell out of me. There are fake sodium pentothal reports. The Valium mixed with all kinds of drugs. They found the concoction in August of 23, or August of 2019, when I went to work at Ohio Catholic Bank, and I went upstairs. The manager was complaining. She had so many drugs in her, it would have knocked out a horse. She's out walking around. And she had Valium mixed with all these other drugs. They're fake sodium pentothal reports. They're cocktail drugs. No one's allowed to say a word. They said she's helping the FBI with the case. Oh, those guys said that they said it was Judge Peters' group from Florida that was doing it. I know. We were at the family church, around 3,000 people working it. The retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick, is a scam. He was with the Florida human traffickers that said they worked for Judge Peters. The one selling the log in the case, Michelle was with him. He's a drug dealer from Florida. Some guy named Pete that Dave hired on his own is a drug dealer. The police that work for retired Judge Pete from Ravenna, police don't work for retired judges. They're other drug dealers from Florida scamming everyone. Now, we're going to put it this way. This is not a threat. This is a promise. And I want you to know what's going to happen. And I want you to expect it. The day that I find out where they said they have a doctor that's not one of mine but works for them, and they had lied, they was my doctor. March 27, 25, an agent got Michelle. And when they bashed in my head, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent, and it didn't work. I suffered from migraines for 2 years. I still stutter when I get upset. It should have killed me. By the grace of God, am I still alive? She told an agent that. She admitted it in front of the police and the FBI April 17, 25 in Sheets parking lot. The Florida drug cartel already admitted it's a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. The whole thing is. Right? Walmart 62, maybe 26, 25, and in Hollister's in Summit Mall, people were laughing about Bill from the Freemason scam of having some guy go in and drug her up and tell her to say that, and then photoshopping, washing in the shower in the other room. Okay? And how he ran a contest off of it and scammed everyone. Okay? The Texas group admitted it was a scam from that guy, Will, trying to join the cartel. April, 24, 25 of 2025, up in Summit Mall, and that Michelle told on him that doctor from before was not one of mine, but works for them, and they had lied. Those guys that were in the gas station said that guy Will said he had people down here making fun of her because of the shower scene in the other room, and we told him we already been verified that they photoshopped it. It's also verified and documented by the police officer Mark that I was framed before, and they consider him cartel. Him and that guy Pete, cartel. It's also documented and verified another woman was using my insurance, and it was medication error that made me sick before fraud. Medical malpractice and negligence. See, that's where those guys were talking. Now that's funny. We heard that Dave was letting his girlfriend use her insurance. And there was a bunch of doctors that did fraud on her. So who's the newbies? You might want to catch them up real quick. June 25th, 25 was in Royal King in New Philly. There was men in there and they were talking. They said the police and the investigators working the case found out some attorney's office thought they could have her stalked on their own. They could have her photoshopped and framed and drugged and told to say it on their own. And they could have her drugged, beat, and raped. And it was just some attorney's office having people do it. Where the Louisville police on May 30th, 25 at 1 o'clock in the morning while outside with a lady said the original, investigators found the original case. Her ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he was an attorney. It made it legal. No, it don't. No, it don't. No doctor can ever talk to you. This is where I give you my promise. It is not a threat. I want you to realize what's going to happen. I find out who you are for the doctor and the attorney. For the attorney, I will report you to the Bar Association. You will lose your license. I will have the news crews all in your face for the crimes you did. I will get your picture. I will put it up on every social media account. I will list you as the predator and sexual predator that you are. That you are drugging women for fake confessions, photoshopping scenes, in your own stalking tapes, running scams on people and having them human trafficked, and you are obtaining and dispensing kiddie porn on little kids going potty. And running scams on people. I will make sure when everybody sees you, they know what kind of predator you are. And that you are harming people on your own, running scams. I will make sure, and then I will get an attorney, and I will sue you, and I can own you for you having me harmed and I don't know you. I find out who you are, expect it. And for that dirty doctor, where the Louisville police said, one said they were an attorney, and it legal? No, it don't. No, it don't. Where my community health center, doctors had some office hired a psychiatrist on their own to evaluate her. That is a federal crime. No doctor can evaluate you without your signed consent. It is a 10-year sentence and $1 million fine, and I can sue you. You will. I don't know you. I find out, and if you pull anybody's medical records without a signed consent, It is a federal crime. You can never talk about a patient. I'm not your patient either. You cannot do any of this. 10-year sentences, $1 million fines. I will make sure you automatically lose your medical license for even looking somebody up that's not your patient. You doing an evaluation of somebody that's not your patient without their signed consent, you lost your license. I will have an attorney. I will sue you. And I will report you to the medical board. You automatically lost your license, your freedom. I will put your name on every social media account that you were part of having somebody human trafficked in a drug scam and part of selling kiddie porn at little kids' home park, and that you're a sexual predator helping Bill from the Freemason run scams, trying to extort money out of people. And I will sue you and every organization you work for. See, that's where no hospital, no doctor can talk about you without your consent. It is a 10-year sentence and $1 million fine, and almost $1 million fine for the organization you work for. And I can sue you. And I will. And I will put you on every social media account. And I will let the public know who you are and what you did to me and my family. Do we understand? This is not a threat. This is a promise. So where these people have told you I have charges, I just got another background check. There's nothing. They told these people in 19, Karen is a victim of an occult that had her drugged and tried to kill her. A victim. You're harassing a human trafficking victim. They even told you people that I was a human trafficking victim. They were scamming. See, that's where these people, May 25th, 25 Hollisters, teenagers are laughing at this, and some of them all. Boy, did Bill from the Freemason run the biggest scam here. Had some guy go in and drug her up and tell her to say that. Can you imagine someone drugging somebody up and telling them to say something like that? Had some other guy videotape her in the shower, washing herself. Photoshopped that in the other room. Ran a contest off of it, who could steal her money. Scammed everyone into helping out. That's where May 26, 25, the Florida drug cartel calls him out about the dirty doctor. That wasn't one of mine, but works for them, and they had lied. He was one of my doctors. Find out who you are. Those are not threats of what I'm going to do. Those are promises. Medical board. News crews. Every social media account in a lawsuit like you've never seen. And when the news crews get in your face, we'll see how fast law enforcement falls over themselves arresting you. Because by federal law, I can own you, and they would arrest you the first day, and they've went after the cartel instead. Do we understand each other? I find out who you people are. This is what is going to happen. News crews in your face. Medical board and bar association reports. Loss of your license, jail time. Every social media of knowing what you did with your picture. And lawsuits. Do we understand? Those are not threats, those are promises. You will not interfere in my life. So where they told you I had charges, just another background check, there's nothing on it. See, they lied. Just like they lied that I was in several state psychiatric hospitals. I was never in one. Ever. They lied about everything. See, that's where my client on Shuffler Church Road in February and March of 22, that Pete ordered everything drug photoshopped and made up on me. She told the FBI. in their drugs and told us they stuff. They had to tell me how they played with me when I take a drink in the room and go dizzy and black. Wake up with injection marks, never see or talk to anybody. How would you like to find out predators were? And it wasn't the dirty well water making you sick. It was predators preying on you. And they think it's so funny they got away with hurting me because the FBI went after the cartel instead of them. They need to turn their focus. Because I'll tell you why. When the news crews are in your face, we'll see how fast they arrest you. And that is a promise. Social media accounts, pictures of you and what you did to me. See how fast they arrest you. This is a promise. Do we understand each other? They even told you there was no retired Judge Pete from Atlanta. They made him up. They made up everything on me. They admitted to framing me March 24th, 25. They admitted to drugging me and telling me to say it from the beginning of the case, that they had fake sodium pentothal reports. Then May 25th, 21, 6 p.m., Wendy's in Louisville, 8/9/21, the apartment building 4 second close offense, lady and little girls, 4 or 5 neighbors did a police report. November 1st to 3rd of 21, they also, an African-American lady found out they made everything up on me at the Oakland apartment, December 9th, 21, 4 p.m., that all the tapes before are them and not me, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes here. Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street. We always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so we never said a word. January 19, 22, I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, a Latino man admitted he was the first one that drugged me and told me to say it before. People ran in Save-A-Lot out of their houses on 6th Street, and an investigator from Ravenna and Black Sebring pulled up, and he found out that I was drugged and told to say it before. They admitted March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn, it's not her, it's them. Then what you're describing is showering, ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did. May 12, 22 at noon, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene together. May 26, 22, that the shower scene was done on purpose. They admitted to framing me March 24, 22, 1/130. That Eric, that one drug dealer, admitted that all the tapes before were him and not me, and done for a stunt for people to turn on me, and they fell for it. November 18th, 22, Christmas Eve of 22, Danny and Jen admitted they knew nothing of this. Okay. April 16th, 23, Danny and Jen walk up to Gabe and said he finally called Dad, asking what on earth is going on. He said he hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in my home before. Pete had her framed. Pete had her the one tape, the drugs, and told him to say it, and I've never talked to him. Not some doctor, just some guy. He's the one impersonating the retired Judge Pete, framing the Portage County Sheriff, Judge Ludick, and it's just some guy from the Florida drug cartel. He was with him at Faith Family Church. 3,000 people see him. He didn't know. Some lady investigators showed up, asked him about all this. They knew nothing, and nor would they have part of it. When I asked John what was going on Thanksgiving of 18, he told me he didn't know. He had told Melissa he was going to be moving out, going through a divorce. She'd just have the kids make up something, but nobody can say anything bad about you. She'll have her church people make up something too, but don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody can say anything bad about you. Just be made up because of the divorce and you're moving out. I shouldn't have said anything till it happened. Well, I did, and since nobody can say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. And he shoots me. His kids got caught in the basement in a legally parked house staring at an FBI case. That they wanted the house for Auntie Shaw and Papa, and then later on the floor they were making everything up. Okay? Because it was an FBI case of police surveillance. They caught Melissa friends with Michelle, Melissa telling the kids to lie, and they're documenting me jokes. The FBI and police were talking about it right after Thanksgiving of 18. Why are they having those kids make that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her out of giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. And then Melissa's so stupid, she made everything up when you're fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid. She didn't check where you were. That's where Flora laughed about October 23rd, 2019. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. There's a video of them saying it. Thanksgiving 18. Officer John has been assigned to me. I heard he's a federal agent. His name's not John, but I thought it was. Stopped men at the door January 12, 22, 4:55 p.m. When those kids get taped stating they made everything up. Get the idea? See, that's where they said everything was for Dave and Melissa to get everything. They don't care if she dies, make sure she has no money, make sure she never gets remarried, make sure she don't get a good job, make sure she works for everything and has nothing. Why? Because again, when I set up John or Melissa, after the divorce, she dropped off the kids, got everybody settled, went into the bathroom. Now they're divorced too. She snuck in his house. Hid. Waited for him to come out of the bathroom, screamed, lunged at him, startled, he blocked her. Okay? Said, now I got you. Because he shoved her, because it was like, you know, anybody would. Had him arrested, domestic violence. Went to jail, had a bailout, get an attorney, pay fines, lost his kids for over a year. He called me, he said, now this is 2020. Mom, I want to try to get the kids back. He said, I need a reliable name to put on the court records to pick them up. I need you to pick them up for me. I said, John, I work 2 jobs. I don't get off the first one, let alone the second one. But Mom, I'll lose my kids forever if you don't help me. I need a reliable name to put on the court records. I said, John, I can't help you. I'm sorry. I'll lose my apartment. I barely make it now. One of my jobs only made $12 an hour. He said, but Mom, if you don't help me, I'll lose my kids forever. I said, John, I'm so sorry. I can't help you. I won't be able to keep my apartment. He was so mad at me. He's like, I'll lose my kids forever. He said, Mom, these are my kids. I said, John, I'll lose my apartment. I'll be homeless. I'm sorry. I can't help you. He lost his kids. He moved to Florida years ago, married a beautiful woman. Beautiful. Looks very happy, comes, sees the kids a couple times a year. Flies up from Florida. Now, Melissa is an electrical design engineer. She designs the electrical wiring for building and inspects them. On Google, they make $95,000 to $145,000. And John was complaining how many thousands of dollars, because he's an electrician too, and he makes big money. She gets like $30,000 a year in child support. So you take the $145,000 because it's been over 10 years. She probably makes top money. Plus the 30, she makes like about $175,000 a year. He would tell you, don't you ever help that bitch. She can't make it on that kind of money. That's like 3 people's income. She wants more money. Tell her go get a second job. She wanted to be a sole parent that bad? You tell her to figure it out herself. You don't give her a dime because that would be a slap in my face. I heard they had somebody impersonate John backing their drugs and told to say it. Bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, and then some guy said he called Will and said, make sure Melissa and the kids get every money. He said, tell you, don't you dare give her a fucking dime. See what I mean? They were supposed to have somebody impersonate my mother, him, Danny. Danny was supposed to be the one reporting the shower scene in the other room, and they didn't know about it. And she told April 6, 25, she told Jen that they will not have, or Jen told his wife, told Dixie they won't have any part of it, told Lady Investigator. They knew nothing, nor will they have part of it. It was supposed to be them reporting it. They're impersonating people. Trying to make their scam look realistic. Officer Mark in Augusta 23 on a Tuesday, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, told the lady it's documented and verified I was rained before. It was a drug cartel in my home before. They seen him. He considers Bell and Peak Cartel. Documented and verified another woman was using my insurance. And it's documented and verified it was a medication error that made me sick before. Altman, I always call it Altman Family. It is my community health center in the back of Altman Hospital. Told him and the FBI that it was fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. They were ripping me off, making me sick. And it's brought up as fraud. The doctor in 2002 brought another doctor in, one of the head doctors, and said that those doctors are known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, getting kickbacks from the drug company, and draining people's insurance like a checking account. It's illegal and immoral what they did to you. You're not the first one and not the only one. The only thing that's wrong with you is your muscles locked up. They lied on everything else. Don't ever admit to anything that they said, because not everything was fraud. Nothing but your muscles locked up, because it's all fraud. They were defrauding you, ripping you off. And they almost killed you. They encouraged Dave and I to sue them for 2 years. If I had sued them, they would have been in jail for 50 years. You do realize that. And report them to the state so they lose their license. It took another doctor to tell on them. It took me 9 months to get well when I got off the medication. They were lying so bad they even said I had level 2 brain tumors, epilepsies, lupus, MS, you name it. They threw it on me. And they made my whole body swell up, heart attacks, seizures. Thyroid and adrenal gland shut down. And it probably was months from death. And another doctor told on them, and I slowly got well over 9 months. See, that's where the investigators, I said, there's no way they didn't know they weren't killing her. One of them put their name on it, that they were any part of this, then they were working for the cult. And they did try to kill her. It wasn't just negligence and fraud. They weren't just ripping her off. They were trying to kill her. That no doctor of yours can talk about you without your consent is a 10-year sentence and $1 million fine, and you can sue them. And the organization they work for. No doctor can look up your medical record. They're not without your signed consent. Another 10 years, another $1 million fine, and you can sue them. No doctor can treat you without your signed consent either. That's the same thing. Do we understand each other? What will happen when I find out who's doing this? And who's involved? Where my community health, that doctor said, I want to read the notes. It said some office hired a psychiatrist on their own, and the psychiatrist wrote up all kinds of fraud. Never met him, never signed consent to be evaluated, never was evaluated. No one's to say a word because there's just some office doing it. I don't even know who it is. I find out who you are. I turned you over to the FBI, Department of Justice, and everybody else. News crews in your face. Social media accounts. Lawsuits on every unbelievable amount will happen to you. Every social media account. And you just kissed your license goodbye. Do we understand each other? I have been raped. I've been tortured. See, that's what those guys said in the gas station. Said some guy that watched her said they even tortured her. Human trafficked me too. Bashed my head in, almost killed me. Tried to shoot me in the head driving. Stock, drug till I lost 70 pounds. I lived through a concentration camp. The word FBI informant and that title a million times over. Do we understand each other? These people will not interfere in my life again, nor will you ever get a dime. Do we understand? No one can do this. They would have been arrested the first day if they didn't go after the cartel. So, Officer Mark, Officer John, FBI Agent John, the new county I'm going to be living in, that trailer park said you guys already been down there. You make sure that sheriff's office don't say anything to me either. Besides, taking my statement that it's going to be okay. And I'll take care of it. And they've already been updated. Because in the witness protection program, the police cannot question you because you're in immunity. The only one can question you is the FBI. Because you're in a government witness protection program where they were complaining years ago. That idiot that opened their case told her to admit to no wrongdoing, and then wrote it up in the court order. No police are allowed to ask her of any wrongdoing. It's called check and checkmate. He wins. And then he put her in immunity the rest of her life and called him a couple of choice names. It's because he's smarter than you. Every witness protection program, they're in immunity, and the police are not allowed to question you. The only one who can question you is the agency that puts you in the witness protection program. You can give them your statement, you can tell them what's going on. They can tell you it's going to be okay, and they'll relay it. Because you belong to the government. 95% of the people that are in the witness protection program are criminals. Only 5% are victims, and they wipe out your whole past. Your past is gone. I like my money, Agent John. I like my money. I'm tired of playing with these fools. And this is a fair warning to them. This is not a threat. I find out who you are. Lawsuits, news crews, social media sites, pictures of you and what you did to me. Bar Association, Medical Board, loss of license, and the most ungodly lawsuit that you've never seen in your life. Do you understand? You think you can publicly destroy me? And where they called all these people idiot people for falling for this? Huh? Low IQ? They are low IQ and idiots. Proves the drug cartel can run scams on all these fucking morons. But I'm letting you know what's going to happen. But Agent John, Officer Mark, I need to get a hold of that police station in case they go down there and try to pull the dirty doctor scheme. They're telling people I was in several state psychiatric hospitals. I've never been in a state psychiatric hospital. They said that weird webpage they got up there told people that I killed that kid. I didn't kill that kid. I wasn't even there. Her father killed that kid in vehicular homicide. Brian had to come tell us. We were at home. All of us. They told people that I had charges of rape. I've never raped anybody. They told people I was in several psychiatric wards. State psychiatric wards. I've never been in a state psychiatric ward. They basically have me telling people that I'm a cray-cray killer that's a rapist. None of that. I've never been in a state psychiatric ward. Ever. No competency hearing, no ruling by a judge of being found insane, no social worker, no guardian, no disability ordered. Was never in a state psychiatric ward. Nor do I have charges of any of that crazy crap. Now, Dee's girlfriend, and it is already documented, Agent D and Michelle, got it out of Dave that his girlfriend from before me was using my insurance. For 15 years, that girl running up all those bills. For 15 years was his girlfriend. Well, he said it's just some crazy woman stole my ID, running up all those bills. We don't pay him. They'll put him in jail for identity fraud. They're all lying that he's cheating. He'd never cheat on me. It's just some crazy woman. Here is his girlfriend and him scamming me. She still didn't stay in a state psychiatric ward because I wasn't summoned to a competency hearing. I talked to Carl's attorney. The only way that you're actually listed insane, you have to stay in a state psychiatric hospital. The state psychiatric hospital gets a hold of courts. The judge has to rule you insane or incompetent, guardian, social worker, and disability. Never happened. It didn't even happen for her because I wasn't called to it. She even stole my pain medicine out of the pharmacy. She was using my prescription card, and she ran up medical bills in my name. Back then, you didn't show ID. You go in and start a new doctor, fill out the paperwork. If you forgot your medical card, you called in the numbers later. Never showed ID for anything. That's where identity fraud was really bad in the 80s and 90s. That's why when you go in the hospital now, they ask for your ID. Because people went hairy-carry on other people's insurance. People had surgeries on other people's insurance. And if that other person died, then they found out they were letting them use their insurance. People got away with this stuff like crazy in the 80s and 90s. Early 2000s. Remember? Well, that's where Kay McMillan, in front of the factory secretary, told Dave there was rumors of him cheating on me with a heavyset white railroad. And there's no way that lady got the company's information unless he gave it to her. He told me, Karen, some crazy lady got the company's information and you running it up in your name. They said they'll put me in jail for insurance fraud and identity fraud. It's just some crazy woman. Or it's him and his girlfriend. But she still never stayed in a state psychiatric hospital because I was never summoned to a competency hearing. See, it never happened. Think about this. And then where they say, oh, we got lines of doctors waiting to testify. Means like we know what's going to happen. Medical board, loss of license, $1 million fine, 10-year sentences. And lawsuits, news crews, social media accounts are what they're part of. Comprehend? Not playing with you fools. You will not interfere in my life. You will not get a dime out of me. And you will not interfere in anything that I have, don't have, any license I hold. And you won't say a word. And Agent John, Officer John, Officer Markey, when you call up that new sheriff's office, catch him up to speed. Big scam from Bill from the Freemason. Never in a state psychiatric ward. They're all lying. It's all a big fraud scheme. The investigators told people in 19 Karen's a victim of an occult that tried to kill her before and had her drugged. A victim. They even told people I was a human trafficking victim that was almost murdered. Now, if you would take care of this, please. Because I'm going to go get my renewal of my license. I don't own a gun. I haven't owned one in 4 years. But I'll tell you what, when I do own a gun, I'm the most responsible gun owner. I never keep a clip in the gun. Almost never. I have a lockbox in the car to keep the gun and the clip separate from it. Well, you can't take it into certain things. I actually have a lockbox. And when I do carry the clip's not a gun, those things are dangerous. I am the most responsible gun owner. Some guy said she's scared to shoot a gun. Oh, yeah. Those things are dangerous. Dave insisted I got that license, along with Danny, Jen, and her mom when she was alive. But if I choose to own one, no one will tell me I can't. Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin, he said every time we had dinner a couple of years ago, I come pack him. I said, why? I said, you're a sheriff. He said, sheriffs die too. And the people that did this to you are crazy. And you need to carry a gun too. The governor's cousin had dinner with me several times asking me questions about all this. You know, I may want one for home security. Maybe, maybe not. But that'll be my choice. And they will not interfere in my life or my life's choices. And I will redo my notary down in another county. And if I choose to have that license and own no gun, I'll have the license. They won't interfere in my life. Do you understand? I will wear what I want. My hair will be the color I choose. You will not tell me where I can work, where I go, who I'll be friends with, what I'll inherit, and what license I choose to hold. This is my life, not yours. And you have no control over me. And my ex-husband having you do this? Controlling you from the Philippines? Been divorced 6 years. He's a sick bastard. Would rather have me drugged, beaten, raped by other men. Drugged and framed and photoshopped. Human trafficked. Almost murdered before he let me go. And has these people run a hate crime on me. And we've been divorced 6 years. You're working for a sick satanic bastard. You understand? I'm going to upload this.